U.S. Championships, and we look ahead to the rest of this men's free skate competition now, and the expectation for another outstanding free skate from Yuzuru Hanyu from Japan, including 4 quads, and he'll likely need them to take on Nathan Chen at the final.
Absolutely. Nathan Chen has also been doing 4 quads, but Yuzuru Hanyu has been outscoring Nathan so far this season. You know, opposite sides of the world, but you can still compare mathematically. Yuzuru has incredible grade of execution on those quads, whereas Nathan does a beautiful quad, but without that same quality.
Nathan Chen, of course, the world champion from the United States, and it's been some time since we've seen these two go head-to-head at the Grand Prix final.
It's going to be very exciting.
I
feel like this is a dress rehearsal, this Grand Prix season, the last Grand Prix event, and today is a dress rehearsal for Yuzuru, just to meet Nathan Chen.
Well, Yuzuru Hanyu actually said after the World Championships last year, when he lost the gold to Nathan Chen, that anything but gold is like dying. And he took a lot of heat from the Japanese press for saying that, but that's how he really feels. He's here to win.
So a lot on the line, as always, for Yuzuru Hanyu. The warm-up about wrapped up. We'll be back with the free skate. Big step forward. And final moments now for the headliner, Yuzuru Hanyu from Japan. And here's what's worth talking about, presented by Consumer Cellular from the short program, his quad Salchow.
So flawless. Quad Sal, deep knee bend on the landing, beautiful transitions in and out of his jumps. Cannot wait to see this free skate.
4 quads planned in the free skate. That was worth talking about.
Number 10, representing Japan, Yuzuru Hanyu.
After the short program, he said he gave himself a passing grade, and in the world of Yuzuru Hanyu, that translates to a nearly 18-point lead over everyone else in this competition. On home ice in Japan, the 2-time Olympic champion, 2-time world champion, just a few minutes away from adding another gold to his collection. And this season, he'll add it to his Skate Canada gold from a few weeks back. So confident I can make that prediction before it even begins. But with that lead, he's pretty untouchable.
You're exactly correct with that statement. He's in a league of his own in this free skate. As I said before, this is a dress rehearsal for the Grand Prix final, where he will meet Nathan Chen, his toughest competition.
That was the first of his 4 quads in this free skate, the quad loop. It is also the most difficult one. Hanyu, definitely the kind of fighter, the kind of competitor who will try and fix mistakes during the performance, throwing another quad toe loop there to make up for the double that he just did at the other end of the ring.
Quads are so impressive, but I just get mesmerized by watching his footwork and his blades move across the ice, and to put it into perspective of how good his component score is and his skating skills are. The judges sometimes give him 10s in that area. That is the judge saying, this is perfection. He just really is so good. This wasn't his best free skate ever, but it was pretty darn good. He has 2 Olympic titles. Many wouldn't stay to keep going, but he is so motivated and so competitive, and he just keeps making other skaters' lives that much harder. He says, I skate to win. I don't want people to look at me in a pitiful way. When I can no longer max out the technical difficulty in my programs, I think I'll retire then.
Definitely a nod to wanting to become the first skater ever to land the quad axel. But what I'm so impressed with is he faces so much pressure in Japan and abroad as a superstar, a pop star. We were on tour together this summer in his home city. He couldn't even stay at his house because there were too many cameras outside waiting for him. And to live in that kind of pressure makes you a brick wall when it comes to competition, and he shows his power so strongly on the ice.
Well, for the first time in a very long time, Yuzuru Hanyu's coach, Brian Orser, we see there, said they started the season, no injuries, no drama, the best he's looked this early in the season for some time.
He had to eke out some of these quad landings, a bit heavy on some of his landings as well, but again, we're getting picky here. He's doing beautiful quads.
He is such an incredibly hard worker. It's so impressive to share the ice with him because he'll work on things he doesn't even need to work on. A quad flip he was working on this summer. He still is going for the quad lutz from time to time, wants that quad axel. But what he told me was he's going to rely on his grade of execution. He's very aware that he can take Nathan Chen on grade of execution, so he doesn't feel that he needs the full arsenal of quads in competition.
And with an 18-point lead after the short program, and with a score like that of 195.71, to your point, Tara, the nitpickiness will have to come into play at the Grand Prix final. It's not relevant here, but it will be when he comes head-to-head with the American world champion in just a few weeks' time, and he will be at the Grand Prix final.